How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. We're having an error here. Let's see this. Remove that.
No errors.
Remove.
It's fine on this end.
Yeah.
Okay, we're live. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome to the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube and on Facebook Live. Apparently, Twitter, which is now X, told us that we couldn't put this there. That's okay. I don't really like that Musk guy anyway.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're going to be hitting on all of the NFL, everything that's going to be going down this week. Starting off on Thursday Night Football with the Kansas City Chiefs going to the embattled Denver Broncos. They're just a really bad team.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm going to give the viewers a chance to read our little coverage here on it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. As the game goes, fellas, Kansas City hasn't exactly been impressing me, so to speak, in terms of what I consider their standard. I think that's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're winning. They're winning with the help of the refs. They're winning with the help of their defense. They're winning. But I must admit, last 2 weeks, very controversial calls, definitely going their way in the Minnesota and the Jet games. And these are two bottom feeders in the grand scheme of things. The Jets without Aaron Rodgers are middle of the road at best. They always have a chance because of the defense. Vikings, utter disarray. And Justin Jefferson's on the IR. But they got to play better if they're going to continue this pace and compete for a Super Bowl title. As the Broncos go, similar to my New York Giants, our New York Giants, similar to the New York Jets, the offense is broken in my eyes. Yeah. They just can't really get any continuity going. Yeah, that's how I see it. And to me, it would have to take a gargantuan effort from the Bronco defense to win this game. Give you my final in a moment. Shed, you are up. What do you see here?
I see an utter dominance by the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos just are not a very good team. I mean, there's no other way to slice it. Patrick Surtain is alone on an island on that defense.
Mm-hmm.
They just got rid of Randy Gregory and the Niners signed him. Not that he was doing like too much for Denver, but their defense has just been absolutely atrocious. Russell Wilson's not doing them any favors either. He does have moments. I'm not saying he's still not he can't play. He's throwing some dimes once in a while, but I mean he looks like a deer in the headlights half the time. You know, his offensive line still is not very good. Denver has traditionally been a run-first offense. Sean Payton, not so much. You know, he's had Drew Brees for all those years, and Russell Wilson is not Drew Brees. And their offensive line was built to run, and quite frankly, they're not running the ball very well. And McLaughlin came in there and actually played well last week. But I just see Kansas City just running away. They just can't stop Mahomes, even with a banged up Travis Kelce and some many drops from Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and a few others. I got Kansas City winning 31-10, maybe.
Yeah. Before I let you just go, you mentioned Russell Wilson. When you think about how much that organization gave up to acquire him,
oh man,
it's depressing. It's truly depressing that a team like the Jets got Rodgers for considerably less in terms of how much. It's pretty absurd. I don't see Sean Payton succeeding there for the big picture. That's just my opinion. But, yeah, just really bad. Idris, what do you got?
I agree with Shed. I mean, the offense is really not that bad, but they can't sustain what they do. They'll jump out early, and by halftime, it's like, we're done. You know, with the Broncos defense. Yeah. With the Broncos defense, I mean, it doesn't matter what happens. They seem to give it up regardless. You know, they can't hold a lead. They can't hold a 7-point lead. They can't hold a 14-point lead. Definitely not going to hold a 21-point lead. I see this thing going. It's going to be ugly, man. But who knows? But I'm going to say 30, 38, 17. That's for Sean Payton. I've always said he's no different than Mike McCarthy. In fact, I will put Mike McCarthy over him because Mike McCarthy he constantly kept Green Bay, in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Albeit he had Aaron Rodgers, but I don't see much of a difference I never see much of a difference between Sean Payton and McCarthy.
I kind of think Sean Payton has always, to a level, been underrated. I felt that way when he was running our offense and when he wasn't running it well enough to get kind of pulled from his duties by the late Jim Fossil. Never been a fan of Sean Payton. And then you enter Bounty Gate, and that also enhances why I'm not a fan of his.
Right.
And then talking smack about the former coach for that organization before him, not a good look, not really a nice guy. As the game goes, Russell Wilson is a nice guy, but he's not a very good quarterback anymore. Kansas City Chiefs win the game 34-20, and that's because they're probably going to wake up at some time in the third quarter. Broncos are bad. And Russ is, with all these quarterbacks coming out, that's another question. Do they go in a different direction? I'm sure they're going to try to justify and keep him around as long as possible, considering how much capital they gave up for him.
They have to.
They
really do.
They give up everything, dude. They mortgage their future.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And it makes you wonder, was he really that good, or was it Pete Carroll?
And the Legion of
Boom. Yeah.
He was a beneficiary of the system. He was a beneficiary of the system.
Yeah.
Made a throw when he had to, but that's all he needed to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Zappy is seconding what we said. They have to do it because of the contract. I think we're all on the same page on that one.
Yep.
Baltimore Ravens, Tennessee Titans in England. This is the early game for us. They do have quite the playoff history going back to basically since the turn of the century. These teams have had a lot of historic battles, whether you go to the Eddie George, Ray Lewis days, or more recently when Lamar finally got his first playoff win, knocking off one-seeded Tennessee in their house at Nissan. These are two teams that have been consistently inconsistent lately. Derrick Henry, 4 games not cracking 70 yards out of the 5 played. Three of those out of the 5 played. That's not a good stat.
Right.
He did have a blow-up game 2 weeks ago, and week 1 he played his second best game of the year. But I just don't like them on offense. I don't think they're doing enough, and I don't think they have the ability to do more than they already do. Baltimore's banged up. They're coming off an emotional loss to Pittsburgh, a game that I think they should have won, but they didn't. Shout out Zappy on that. Zappy did call Pittsburgh has Lamar's number. It continues to be that way. But I see the Ravens edging this one out in a low-scoring field goal marathon. I'm gonna go 20-15 in favor of the Baltimore Ravens. I got the Titans kicking 5 field goals and still losing.
I could see that. I don't know about 5 field goals, but that's a lot. I could see the same thing happen. I think it's gonna be low scoring, but I do think Derrick Henry will get his yards this time. I think he'll get 100. Because Baltimore's defense is not impressive, and like I said, Baltimore was looking like they looked early last year. They'll jump out 2 lead or whatever and just struggle.
It's a team that could be unbeaten, but they're not.
Yeah, I'm thinking about college football. My bad. Lamar Jackson.
He needs a Marvin in his life.
Yeah, I'm thinking Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, he needs Marvin Harrison in his life.
It's the college football stuff.
Yeah, no, you're bringing it.
I think Lamar has what he needs. Yeah, OBJ hasn't been healthy, but still, it's Lamar Jackson. You know what to do, and the offense is looking just like it looked last year. I don't see much of a difference.
There's no identity, Idris.
There's no identity, dude.
No identity on that offense.
They don't have their starting running back ever. It's terrible what happened to Dobbins.
Dobbins again.
He's healing up with AR8. Him and Rodgers are trying to heal together, motivate each other. That's a good thing. But
and
I look at this roster. They just don't have enough either. They don't.
And I think with Tennessee, I've always said Tannehill is not the guy. I don't know why to keep going with him. But I think
they have to.
Yeah, they have to.
But they especially have to when they refuse to address it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this year. Sorry, Idris, go ahead.
No, you're good. I think I'm saying 2017 Titans. I think they'll pull it out. I just don't have faith in nothing Baltimore does.
I don't have faith in either one of these teams. I just like the team with the better. I like the team with the better kicker.
Yeah, well, Richie said it right in the beginning. They're the most inconsistent teams in the NFL. It's like flip a coin this week. Who's going to show up? Which Tennessee team? Which Baltimore team?
Yeah.
You really have no idea.
You don't.
And that's
You
what
really
I was going with Baltimore. With like they don't have an identity on offense.
No.
I mean, Lamar trying to throw the ball, and like you have Mandrews, his number one target. Everybody's doubling him now. Odell's hurt, and he's still not the same Odell anymore. Zay Flowers is number one target. He can't get open all the time, and they're not running the ball, like few and far between.
Yeah.
Again, they just don't have an identity. Like, who are they? And Tennessee, they finally started throwing a D-Hop last week. I think he had 10 catches or something like that for 80 yards. So they're finally starting to realize the utility player he can be.
Guy's kind of good at football. Maybe we need to get the ball in his hands.
Correct. Yes. And I think that would hopefully start opening up a little bit more for Henry. Based on that, I'll take Tennessee in this game 21-17.
Indeed.
You know something? Speaking of what Shed said about OBJ, this goes out to our Giants fans who say, we need to bring OBJ back. And what do we say? He cannot stay healthy.
Well, that's why the Giants offered him what they did.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Ravens paid too much. Yes, indeed.
We didn't blink. And I'm glad we didn't.
We let him, hang out in the facility and, rely, work out, do whatever he wanted. But at the end of the day, it's a bad investment at this juncture of his career. And I'm going to quote my friend Sergio Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. He has his own podcast that's pretty good. And he flat out said, OBJ is the most sought after, over talked about number 3 wide receiver. That's what he is today. And Sergio is 100% right. 20-15, Baltimore. Justin Tucker, 3 field goals. They're going to go for 2 and convert after that 1 touchdown. And the mighty Titans offense gets 5 field goals.
I'm laughing at with Jennifer.
Yeah, but look at that. You broke it down, like how they're going to score and everything. Wow. It's possible. I
mean, with these 2 lightning off, and then they got to play in England on top of it, which even makes it more annoying for the everyday.
I hope they don't have the refs they had last week.
But England's going to love the field goals. So that's
because it's a soccer town.
Yeah,
if they got the same refs, man, we were in trouble.
Seattle Seahawks going to Cincinnati. The Bengals finally showing some signs of life after a very dormant September. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow hooking up like they did in LSU, like they've done as pros. The Seahawks are coming off their best impression of the 85 Bears against the New York Giants. That was their last game played. They had the bye week. They are getting healthy. Geno Smith, it was good for him because it gives him a little extra time because he was dinged up in that Giant game. But to be honest, I like the home team here. Mm-hmm. I think that the Bengals are just starting to get enough of that confidence where it looks like Burrow is starting to look like himself. I think he's finally feeling better off of what we basically all agreed on this panel, that he had no business on the field. And now that it looks like he might have turned the corner, now granted they beat the Arizona Cardinals, a win's a win. I do like the Bengals here at home. Going to go 30-20. I got them winning by 10, and I think they're going to induce some turnovers from Geno. This game is literally about the wide receivers. They are going to be the showcases of this game, but I think the Bengals at home, I feel good about that.
I'm going to go the same way. I'm going to go 33-21 because even with the game with the Giants last week, we had so many chances to win that game. We just kept shooting ourselves in the foot, and Cincinnati's not going to make those mistakes. They're not going to make those mistakes. Jamar Chase is going to, when he gets the ball, he's going, like he said, I'm always open.
Shoot us in the foot. So wait a minute. That's the double meaning behind the spider patch on the throwbacks? Yeah. Yes, sir. Shout out Goodfellas. Montasante bringing it back, going to get his cannolis. He got pissed off, and that was some good humor by David Chase. Just saying. Double meaning of the patch. All right.
Exactly.
Any additions before we go to what's, in my opinion, going to be the best game of the week?
Well, yeah, let Shay go.
I'm gonna go get the papers. So I like Seattle in this game, boys.
Now I'm going to watch that tonight.
Makes two of us.
To Richie's point, it's going to be down to the wide receivers. I take DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett over Jamar Chase and Wilson and G-Bay, whatever the frick his name is.
I just call him NJ, man.
Oh, no, T. Higgins has got fractured ribs.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't even know if he's going to play, and that's going to make Tyler Boyd your number 2. Tyler Boyd was great back when he was number 2 for A.J. Green. He was great last year as number 3. Now you're going to ask him to be number 2. I don't know. Mixon's not as good as a running back as Kenneth Walker, in my opinion. So that based on that, I go for defense. I think Seattle's defense is better than Cincinnati's defense. And Joe Burrow's still not 100%.
I respectfully
disagree. Go ahead.
Take and disagree. Don't be fooled by the 5 turnstiles called the New York Giants offensive line. I don't think Seattle's defense is as good as they looked. I'll be honest with you. We could have drank a 6-pack each and probably got penetration against that O-line.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you that the Bengals don't have Eli Apple anymore on the back end. They're nowhere near as good as they were last year.
You're about to get a call from Brett for that. You just messed up. Brett is about to come whoop your ass for that one.
They're just not as good as this year without Eli Apple. So I'm gonna take
that has got to be what it is.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
It's got to be the absence of the apple.
I'm gonna take Seattle 34-31.
All right, and Zappy's with you because he's saying give me Seattle by 3 as well. I'm going with the Bengals by 10. Yeah. They're going to win the turnover battle.
Me too.
Yes, sir. Best game of the week in my eyes. Upset alert, potentially. The undefeated 49ers going into the dog pound against the 500 Browns. Browns coming off a well-rested, well-deserved bye week. They've had quite the physical schedule early on. This is what I've typed in, and this is what I believe. Huge key for Cleveland's success will be to limit the running game and force Brock Purdy to pass more than the game plan suggests. Now, last week, Brock Purdy made all the throws. Mm-hmm. He had it going, especially with Kittle. And I must admit, he is enhancing his value in terms of what I believe he is as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. It's kind of evolving off of just a guy who is a really good game manager and knows how to play within a very good system which is well taught and well coached, into a guy who could literally make all the throws. When he misses guys, it's usually not awfully egregious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, the 49ers are as human as any other team. I saw them sleepwalking for a little while a couple of weeks back against my team. Mm-hmm. Where I felt they allowed us to hang in there longer than we probably should have. And every team's going to do that. There's no overlooking the Browns. The Browns have a Super Bowl caliber defense. And I believe that with the loss of Nick Chubb, it is a hurtful thing for that roster. But Deshaun Watson gradually is getting back to his old self. Mari Cooper, one of the most underrated receivers in this league. And I do like the 1-2 punch of Hunt and Ford. I like the Niners to win this game, but I do think they're going to be tested. I don't think this is going to be a runaway for the Niners by any means. I'll give you my final as we come back around.
I don't think it's going to be. Watson's still not. He's still out, right? Watson.
Wait a minute. Zappy's.
They don't know. Could be PJ Walker starting. They don't know yet.
Forget everything I just said.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not. I don't think it's going to be close.
Let me look this up right quick. I'm kind of curious now. And Zappy knows because I traded Watson to him.
Well, no, I know because I'm on all the 49ers forums and stuff. Like they're very they honestly do not know if Watson's going to play, but they said PJ Walker is looking like he's going to start.
Walker's pretty good. Yeah, he's all right, but he's not. He's more like a third. He's like a second and a half stringer. Yeah, he's a second and a half stringer.
Okay, forget about everything I said. I'll come back in a second.
We got you. I don't think it's gonna be close, dude. I think it's gonna be Ayuk is on fire. I think he's going left. I think Daboll's coming down the field. I think CMC's going up the middle. I think Kittle's flashing his shirt again to remind everybody how he felt. But he's not gonna diss the Cleveland Browns like that because nobody likes Cleveland. No one hates Cleveland like that. So I'm saying I'm saying 40-20, man.
Wow. Okay.
I think Frisco's gonna put the wood to him.
30-13 in favor of Frisco. I was not aware that Watson's injury was going to keep him out of this week. I did know he was dinged. I didn't realize it was that. I figured with the bye week and all, they'd be all right.
Bosa is coming.
God.
The Browns are the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
True.
So, what did the 49ers do against the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL?
Amen.
They will have a plan for Myles Garrett. Let me just say that, like they had for Micah Parsons. So they'll do something to figure that out. And if Garrett lines up against Trent Williams, he's the best left tackle in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he might need a little help. Garrett is younger and hungrier, but Brock Purdy's very good against the blitz. I do think they're coming. The biggest weakness on the Cleveland Browns is they give up the most points to tight ends. They're 31st out of 32 teams in the NFL against tight ends.
Right.
Who do the Niners got? George Kittle.
Kittle's in bits.
So Kittle's just going to run his little slant routes right across the middle, be wide open, whatever. And obviously CMC is going to get his. The Niners are going to win this game. They don't look ahead, right? They go team by team, week by week. This has been their statement since the beginning of the season. They want to come up the ground running because all the past years they've been starting out really slow.
Dare I say this team has no weaknesses?
No, they have weaknesses.
I heard that before.
No, they have weaknesses, but they haven't been exploited yet because no one knows how to play them because their offense just continues to score and they're always playing from behind. So their game plan goes right out the window at that point.
Right.
And so they just try to do whatever they can to kind of score points. And the Niners were ready for that they only rushed 4. They're one of the least blitzing teams in the NFL because they don't have to.
Right.
They still get to the quarterback and make him throw throws they don't want to throw. My point being, the Niners will win this game, and the Browns, especially with a backup quarterback, I just don't see him scoring a lot of points against that Niners defense. I'm going like 31-6.
Okay.
Yikes.
I mean,
that's what
I don't think they're going to score points, and the Niners can score. So we'll see.
Let me remind everybody. I hate to toot my horn, but this man called Brock Purdy before he took his first start.
Big cock Brock, my man.
I didn't want to say that. This man called Brock Purdy.
That's why Shed's here.
This man said Brock Purdy will jump in that position, and he's going to take him to the playoffs.
High five, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Shed's excited.
I got you.
It's been a long time.
That's all good.
The Lombardi Trophy. I
just really don't.
We had William Floyd on the show. That's the last time they did it, bro.
This is going to be my claim to fame. The man who said Brock Purdy will succeed.
No, I just don't think that the Niners are going to overlook Cleveland, even though they had this big win. That's all everybody's talking about. They blew up the Cowboys. I really don't care anymore. We're focusing on the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
That's in the past. I'm glad everybody likes to talk about it and run their mouths, but we got Cleveland coming up, and that's across the country. They're honestly, it's in the past now. We're worried about Cleveland.
It's all business, yeah. That's why that's why I like them, because it's like we handle our business. Let's keep it moving.
Right.
Next show.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta respect.
Let's hope they show up, but I believe they will.
Yeah.
Gonna hit on the less notables here for a moment. Let the viewers take a look at what we saw here.
You think Carolina will score 17?
Against Miami's defense that kind of plays when they feel like it. Yes, I do.
The defense isn't very good in Miami. I agree.
Patriots are gonna.
You almost have been watching Carolina. I've been watching Carolina.
I mean, they did break 20 against Detroit.
Yeah, but that was week 1. What week 2?
That was last week.
After that, they were looking like
Bills 34, Giants 13.
Yeah, Tyrod might be starting. We do not know yet.
I trust Tyrod.
I would rather have Tyrod in there right now than Daniel Jones, bro.
I would too. I trust. Yeah, I really
just saying. I really would.
I would too.
Bad in the fourth quarter last week when he played. He was all ready to go.
Could Tyrod seasoned?
I thought he played better. It was only a small sample size, but
when we signed him as a backup, because I've always liked him, going back to Virginia Tech. I've always liked Tyrod Taylor. I think we got the right backup. I'll be honest with you. I know we're out John Michael Schmidt, and we're out of Thomas, and we're moving over. And
I'll be honest, I don't think Saquon's going to suit up again. That's my genuine opinion.
I think he'll suit up because he has to, and I say he has to because he's going to get that. And as much as Saquon is great, he doesn't like this, and he's not going to sit out a whole year because then he knows negotiating a contract for next year with someone and say, "Well, dude, you just had an ankle sprain. You sat out the season, and they gave you a player-friendly franchise tag. He got to play. He has to play."
I don't see it. I really don't think he'll be on the field. I also think that Quentin made a good point today on his page, and I actually do see some value into what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Giants dropped to 1-5, barring a minor miracle here.
I think I'm going for the upset.
No way, Idris.
I think there's a distinct possibility that Saquon Barkley could be traded before the deadline.
I don't think we'll trade him.
I don't think they'll trade him. I really don't. I don't think he shoots up. I agree with Richie on that.
Reason I say 34-13 is, number one, the Giants never score in the first half. And number two,
well, we did this week.
They have given me on offense. And number two, they have given me literally no reason to believe that anything is going to get better anytime soon.
Tyrod Taylor.
Well, Tyrod does have ties to Buffalo. He did lead them to a playoff game appearance against the Jacksonville Jaguars the year before Josh Allen essentially took over. This is going to be a very long night. It's going to be a very cold night. There is a distinct possibility that the host of this show may be in a dark corner, drinking some bourbon, thinking about better days.
Ladies and gentlemen, the host of this show right now, a little bit drunk. I don't know. I'm not. It's not being confirmed.
No, I'm foreshadowing. I'm foreshadowing how bad this is going to be. I'll be honest. It wouldn't blow my mind if the Giants compete.
Giants 27-24.
Oh my God, you're crazy right now. And the thing is that Buffalo's coming off a loss. That's the other part about this that kind of sucks for the G-men.
And the Bills just lost a couple of starters on defense.
Exactly.
Matt Milano's gone.
Yes, he is.
And escapes me.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah.
He's a good player. Dang it.
The point is, I'm not convinced the Giants could score on these guys if they only run with 10.
27-24 Giants.
Or 9, probably.
Oh my.
They'd rush 2 and still
Graham Gano will be perfect on field goal attempts, 2 for 2. One of them will probably be on a Josh Allen fumble on the 2-yard line after the Giants go -7 yards in the other direction.
I love the breakdown.
Our lone touchdown, Tyrod Taylor bomb to Jalen Hyatt. Oh my God, when is the draft? Anything else you guys see here that draws your interest or that you want to disagree with me on?
Bears 31, Minnesota 24.
Yeah, me too. That's yeah.
No JJ. He's going to be on injured reserve for a little bit. That does
4 games.
Allow Jordan Addison to potentially step up into that position, see if he can get going.
I'm going with the Vikings.
Oh my.
I'm going with the Vikings.
It's in Soldier Field, which is going to be tough, but I'm going
with the Vikings.
I am as well. I think it might be like 28-24 Minnesota.
Yeah.
Man, that Bears defense can't stop a nosebleed.
Nope.
I mean, Bears versus Giants could be the best toilet bowl of the season.
We played them this year, I think. We don't. Okay.
No, so we're going to be rooting for the Bears this week. There is some motivation as to why I chose them to win this week.
I see.
I don't think that the Giants are tanking on purpose or anything. I just think
I don't either.
I just think the Giants are really bad right now in the wrong places. When you lose a running back who's, with the exception of maybe Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry, is the most important running back in the league in terms of his importance to what your identity is. And when you're missing an all-pro tackle in the form of Andrew Thomas, and you have a litany of number 3 wide receivers who are all slot guys, and probably the most capable of everybody that catches footballs on your team is a tight end, albeit a pretty good one when he's healthy. There's a lot of things. I said it on the recap of Monday's show. I think the New York Giants got to get real honest with themselves. Also about if it's time to move on from Jones. And no, I don't think that this is all his doing, but I do think that even with things being set up properly, he's not the kind of dude that's going to like literally elevate the play of everyone on a level of an Aaron Rodgers or on a level of even a Tua for that matter, just picking him out because I think Tua has come a long way, a Joe Burrow, those kind of characters, Josh Allen, guy he's going to be playing against.
I'm going to tell you why I don't think the Giants will tank. Because even in our division, I mean, yeah, Philly will probably win the division. Dallas has a tough schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And they can very well be 3-3 over the next few weeks. We've seen what Washington is. They are who we thought they were. If you look at the NFC North, Detroit will probably win that division. But Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota.
Yeah, you got some tomatoes there.
You know,
definitely got some tomato cans.
You go to the West, Frisco's probably going to win that. Seattle's looking good, but Arizona and the Rams, we are very much, I mean, the same, if you just go by the numbers, we're still in it.
Yeah, it's just no. I mean, nothing's over in October. It's just been.
I think if we lost,
watch them.
I think if we got to like 1-6, I think it's a wrap.
And the deadline is still after that, so I don't think Quinton's idea of potentially packaging up Barkley to a contender is that far out of the question because once again, another year of missed games, and they were already playing hardball with him in terms of paying him. The original deal was better than anything that came after the fact. And remember, guys, a lot of the monies that he could get is predicated off of incentives that he's not going to reach because of the missed games. So at this point, Saquon could be like, yeah, I told you guys needed me. And they'll be like, yeah. And then the Giants will be like, yeah, you're right. We did need you, but we also needed you healthy. So, you know.
As for Jones, I could see what you said about Jones happening because this is his second neck injury, man.
Not to mention that every regime wants their own guy. And I think that Daboll initially looked at it as such. This dude has a certain skill set to a guy that I helped elevate, that being the guy he's playing this week, Josh Allen. Shout out Steph Diggs, something that I found a little bit before we went on. Young boy by the name of Aiden, who is a devout Bills fan, lost his father last year. I wasn't aware of this. And Steph Diggs gave him just an amazing Christmas gift of buffalo-colored Nike Air Force Ones with some art of he and his father, along with Josh Allen and Steph really cool. Diggs. A class act on the part of Stephon Diggs. I was not aware of this. And I always liked him as a competitor. Now I like him even more so as a human being.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic. I think it's awesome. These players sometimes don't understand the kind of impacts they can make on people's lives, and I think Steph gets it. So good for him. Yeah, and I think those two are going to be friends for life.
My bad.
Good, brother.
Yeah.
We got the New Orleans Saints heading to Houston. Both these teams, a little bit of a mixed bag, but I do like the Houston Texans at 2-3. C.J. Stroud, in my opinion, outside of Bijan Robinson, definitely going to be in the mix for Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah.
New Orleans, I don't know how I feel about them all the way because they were shutting out Green Bay a couple of weeks ago, a depleted Green Bay team. Green Bay found a way to win once they knocked out Carr. New Orleans did take advantage of a very bad Patriot offense last week, and they're missing two of their best players in Christian Gonzalez as well as Matthew Judon. So I'm not sure how good the Saints are just yet. It's early, but I like Tampa the most in that division. As the Texans go, very winnable AFC South for all involved.
Yeah.
It really is because, you never know what Jacksonville team's showing up. I feel that the Texans, even though they have a losing record over the course of the last 3 weeks, have shown a legitimate consistency that they are competing with everybody. And DeMeco Ryans is definitely having an impact on that team. I like Houston at home here. I'm going to go 23-20. I think Houston's going to win this game.
Yeah, everything you said. And I think C.J. Stroud just might break the Ohio State quarterback curse.
Maybe so.
You know, I hope he does. He's a big guy. I mean, he's smart, has a good arm. Who knows? You got the right coach around him. I'm going to go 24-20 Texans. I hope they wear the red uniforms. The red uniforms are good with the red helmet.
Yeah, I wish we won in our red uniforms, but don't feel bad, Giant Nation. We also don't win in the white ones or the blue ones.
Yeah, I like the red uniforms we have.
I wear them in Madden.
Yeah, I do too. All the time.
I like CJ Stroud a lot. I mean, you got Tank Dell and Nico Collins. These guys were almost nobodies, and dude, he's making them look great. I mean, he's making those throws, you know, and everybody's worried about Dameon Pierce coming in, because he did pretty well last year. DeMeco Ryans has changed that defense. You know, obviously he was a defensive coordinator for San Francisco last year. They have them all buying in. Like everybody, you know, within reason, expect them to be one of the worst teams in the league. And those kids are buying in and they're playing hard, and they're giving everything they got. They have a very good camaraderie and a very good team around them, and they all believe in each other. I think that goes a long way.
Best team in Texas.
The Saints, their identity is still a question mark to me. I don't know. You know, their defense is still pretty good. You know, they have Lattimore on the back end, and they still have Cameron Jordan. Rushing the pass, you know, you're good. But, you know, when Carr went out the other week, as you guys already alluded to, they had no answer for anything. Like, so then what do you do? Well, they didn't have Kamara at the time either, to be fair. But you don't know what team you're getting, right?
No.
It just seems like you don't know what team you're getting week to week. But I do know what I'm going to get week to week with Houston. And Houston,
that's the point. That's the point.
Week, no matter what, they're going to give everything they got. So I do like Houston. I'm going to take them 24-21.
That's the point,
you know, and that hunger, it's like it carried over from last year. Because even though they lost a lot of games, they played hard.
They're hard. They got heart, man. Their team is different.
They don't quit, bro. And they finally got a little talent backing up what they're trying to build as a culture.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Young team. Wear the red, y'all. Wear the red. Wear the red helmets, too. They look good.
Gardner Minshew coming back to Duval. The
mania, baby.
Yes, sir. The mustache ride begins.
I love Gardner Minshew, though.
Let's go.
I'm going to say this right now. An emotional game for Gardner Minshew, going back to a team that kind of gave up on him.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, the Jaguars, mixed bag once again. Another team that's hard to figure. They beat Buffalo, and I think Buffalo was at a grave disadvantage, having to travel to England when the Jaguars were already kind of there. They already played. Jacksonville's winless at home.
They play there every year, and they play multiple games every year.
Indeed.
They are. That's like their second home, essentially.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I think with I saw a stat today. I think Gardner Minshew's 45-18 as a starter.
I didn't know he started that many games.
Let's go back to college then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's going back to college. Yeah.
Okay, because they can't be in the NFL.
Yeah. He's a good backup, man. I mean, I think if they keep winning and Richardson comes back, I think you got to sit Richardson down, let him rest. If this guy is winning, he got the flow going with the team. Keep it going, and just be like, look, Rich, you're our starter. You're the man for the future. But we're winning. We want to sit you, get you. You know,
it's kind of like what happened with Cooper Rush and Dak last year. Dallas needed to lose a game or two or look crappy before they could put Dak back in. This is wild because this could potentially be the most important game of the week because first place in the early going is on the line, and these two teams do not play each other again because Jacksonville won the first one in India. It was the first day of the season. I got the Jags at home, finally winning a home game. I like both these defenses. I think Indy has a little more going on defense. But with Jonathan Taylor still kind of like just getting back at it.
Yeah.
And with the emotional victory against the Buffalo Bills, and they're going to be coming home to a pretty happy crowd in Jacksonville, I think the Jags are going to win this, and it puts them in the driver's seat, which essentially would be a 2-game lead because of the fact that they'll have the tiebreaker. I'm going Jacksonville 26, Indianapolis 20. I think Minshew is going to make a game of it, but I like the home team. It's about time that they win a home game, and they're overdue.
I'm going 24-21 Indy. I get tired of hearing that. Dude, when he's down there, man, I couldn't stand when I seen it coming across the board. Duval, like, ooh, I'm so. And when we took the lead down there and we end the game, it was so glorious. So I hope Indy goes down there and shuts that Duval down.
When we were there doing the care packages,
Yeah, exactly.
they
I'm
had
like,
a couple
dude,
of the locals.
Yeah, they weren't even game day.
Yeah, welcome to Duval. Oh, they'd rather hawk on us or something.
Yeah, for real. With me, I like Trevor Lawrence. But like I'll talk about in the chat, he likes to throw interceptions. He's not consistent. He's good, but he's not consistent. And I think Indy's gonna get at him. I think he's gonna throw 3 interceptions, just like I said with Dak Prescott. But see, everyone paid attention to Stephen A. Smith. But I said Dak would throw 3. Nobody paid me any mind. But it's okay, y'all. I was right too. Anyway, and the Texans still the best team in Texas. The freaking Indianapolis Colts are gonna go down there. Larry Lawrence is gonna go throw 3 interceptions, 24-21. Indy.
You heard that, Jordan? Go ahead, Shed.
Gardner Minshew, the stash. Okay.
I like the stash. I like that. Yeah, no, I got Indy winning 27-18. Indy, that pass rush with DeForest Buckner in the middle and the back end. I mean, they're pretty good, and Trevor Lawrence is very prone to throw interceptions. I think they're buying, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the post game video of Gardner Minshew in the locker room.
Yeah,
but man, do those Colts freaking love him.
That's why I said if they're winning, you got to keep this guy in there.
You're gonna have Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor on a suspect defense in Jacksonville. I know they showed up against Buffalo. They sure did.
Yeah,
but this is not the same. I mean,
right.
I really think that Indy is going to take it to him a little bit here. With Pittman and again with Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor, a little two-handed monster action going on. You don't know
Moss is good, man. Moss is good.
I like Indy to win 27-18.
Yeah. It's another game that could go either way because it's very hard to forecast because there's a lot of inconsistency. Here's another gleaming example. After starting off 2-0, the Redskins, the Commanders, the football team, they have lost 3 now. Atlanta Falcons are 3-2. I think they're a little bit on the overrated side of things. However, for them, they are moving along at the right pace right now. Short and sweet, this game is going to be dictated by the 2 running backs, both of the last name of Robinson, because it will open up the play-action pass. This is actually a candidate for a game it's weird. It could either be very low-scoring or it could be wide open. I got it being somewhere in the middle, though, and I've got the Atlanta Falcons winning this one 26-23. Late field goal from Koo, and they will win it.
Yeah, I'm going to go 28-24 Atlanta. I'm just Thurston Howell III, which I call him. He doesn't know if he's on Gilligan's Island or playing in Washington. So he doesn't know. And the defense hadn't really shown me anything. I thought they would be top notch. They look like our offense. Atlanta is like, but Bijan Robinson and I can never pronounce that other guy's name.
Tyler Algier.
Good 1-2 punch. I think Ritter has to get the ball to London more. Yeah, I'm saying 28-24. You know what? No, I'm going 28-18 Atlanta.
All right.
I just don't trust Thurston Howell, man.
I'm taking the Commanders. Who's got the better quarterback? Sam Howell or Desmond?
Yeah, that's a fact. Sam Howell is better.
So I will take them. I like Scary Terry. I like Brian Robinson and Gibson out of the backfield. Yes, I know Atlanta they actually have a better running game. But also the Commanders have a better defensive line.
Yeah, the line is good. Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Commanders 24-12.
Ooh. All right. We got the Commanders winning that. We'll see how it plays. Detroit making a trip to Tampa. It's been a long time since both these teams are relevant at the same time.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. I like what Tampa has done. I do think they're going to win the South, but I think the Detroit Lions are on the fringe of literally being an elite football team. And because of everything I just said, I believe that the Detroit Lions are going to win this game. and I think they're going to win by more than a score. I got them winning this thing. I'm going to say 31-20. I think Bad Baker comes out for this one. I think the Lions defense will induce a couple of poor mistakes on Baker's behalf, and the Lions continue to roll. And I remember, not on the show, but in a group chat, I mentioned how the Lions could conceivably be the 1 seed this year. Ultimately, that wasn't my pick going into the year. But the Detroit Lions is not just a facade. They're for real. Tampa is still got some components from that Super Bowl run, especially on the defensive side. And Mayfield does have 2 nice weapons in Godwin and Evans. But having said that, the Lions are the better team. The Lions have the better quarterback. You could make an argument that they don't have the better defense, but I still think they're a better team, and they're going to win this game.
I'm going 31-21 Detroit. And with each game Detroit wins, their confidence is going up. It's starting to feel like we're not that old Detroit Lions of last year or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Or we're good. You know what I mean? We're good. And I think the defense will step up because they're playing for the coach. Dan Campbell's a beast, man. This is a guy who gets down on the ground with you and exercises. If I can do it, you can do it.
Motivation.
They love this guy.
Old school kind of coach.
I think they're going to go out and I think it'll be more catch up for Tampa Bay.
Yes.
I think Baker will make a few mistakes. I don't know if Amon St. Brown is playing this week, but they play
questionable.
Yeah,
but he should play
without him. You know, I think if he comes, usually when it's questionable, there's a good chance he'll play. And with him in there, 31-21.
Unless if it's Saquon Barkley, continue just.
Oh yeah, you're right. 31-21.
Man, my own fan base is gonna get mad at me tonight. And I don't give a shit.
No, I don't care.
Speaking of that, go ahead. I'm sorry, shit.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, the better receiving core, better offense is Detroit, but the receiving core I would give the edge to Tampa Bay.
That's reasonable.
The running game I would give to Detroit. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Come on. I mean,
it's a nice one too. It really is because they do the polar opposite of what the other one does.
Exactly.
Correct. Is Rashad White? I mean, he's just going to run up the middle and try to make you miss here or there. But the defense, I would definitely give the edge to Tampa Bay. We said it in a few shows ago that yes, Detroit is on the up and coming, and they still are. But Aiden Hutchinson is rushing the passer. But their biggest problem, in my opinion, is their linebackers. I just really don't think they can cover.
They need some upgrades there.
I mean that's gonna put them below like Philadelphia, maybe San Francisco, or a couple others in the NFC. I do think it's going to be a closer game than you guys. However, I do think yes, Baker's going to throw probably a pick or two. But I'm going to go 24-21 Detroit.
So we all are in agreement that it's Detroit, but you're the guy who has them winning by less than a touchdown. We'll see how it plays out. Tampa's going in the right direction. I just think Detroit's a little more seasoned at the moment. We've got the undefeated Eagles, one of 2 remaining undefeated teams in the NFL, heading to MetLife Stadium to take on Gang Green. The only way that the New York Jets win this football game is their defense literally has to show out on a level that they did on week 1 against the Buffalo Bills, something comparable to that, and they could pull the upset. Unfortunately, I just don't think that they're going to be able to play that perfect game this week. I think they'll keep it close, though. That I will give the Jets. I got Philadelphia winning this thing. I'm going to go 24-20, mainly because I think at the point of attack, the Philadelphia offensive line is going to win more battles than the Jets. I do look for a Sauce Gardner moment in this game, though. I could see him picking off Jalen Hurts. And it's going to be some entertaining matchups to see Devontae as well as A.J. Brown taking their shots at Sauce Gardner. I just think that Philly just has a better situation. If Aaron Rodgers was playing this week, I would probably take the Jets. Yeah. But I can't see Zach Wilson making enough plays to win this game. And I think similar to what happens to the Giants a lot, Jets are going to have to settle for a field goal or 2 that could potentially have been a touchdown or 2, and that's the difference.
I agree. I would like to see the Jets win Just
Sure.
For New York.
Just because I hate Philly.
Yeah, and that of course. It comes down to the quarterback, Zach Wilson. Who knows? He might play good, like he played against KC. But then again, we might see Zach Wilson of week 1, week 2, week 3,
week 4. WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania.
Yeah. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. We might see that Zach Wilson.
Yes.
I'm going to go Philly. 28-18.
Shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin and Keystone Light. You are up, sir.
Yeah, I don't, man.
But that's who they need to sign right there. Jets. Carson Wentz is on our team.
He's still here.
He's still
Pick him up. Pick him up.
Unsigned, man.
Pick him up.
We just won 10%.
Those are practice throws out there. Show us. I still got it.
Pick him up.
We still just won 10%. That's all we want.
But I mean, I hate to say it. Who is Philly even beaten?
True.
That's a valid one, Shed. The best team they beat is they really have the Commanders, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly, though. So exactly, though. So
Tampa.
who they beaten?
Tampa's the best team they beat, if I'm going to be honest. Tampa.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
And they had their most complete game was against Tampa, but they allowed the Commanders to come back. They allowed the Patriots to come back.
Where I'm going with that is their defense. Their defense is not what it was last year.
I agree with you there.
Now, in Detroit, the Jets have a very good defense.
Oh yeah,
they're coming, but I'm going to tell you, they're still going to. The Eagles still win the game, but because the Jets can't do anything on offense anyway. I mean, they're gonna stack the box against Breece Hall and just make Zach Wilson try to beat them, and he's just not going to be able to.
Happen.
It's just not going to be able to. Right. But I'm just going back to the defensive thing. Like, they could make it a game if they really had to, and they're home, but they're not. I'm gonna go 27-10 Philly. Like, I just don't see the Jets doing.
Yeah, because it's not even a knock on the defense. It's the problem is your defense gets tired. Your offense.
Yes, if they're on the field, the majority of the game, they're going to get tired.
You leave no room for error when your offense is like. Well, we know it as Giant fans. It's very similar. The only difference, and I said this the other day, with the Jets and Giants right now, is that the Jets are playing harder and the Jets are playing more disciplined. They're just not good at quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On to Monday nights. The Dallas Cowboys making the trip to Sofi to take on the Los Angeles Chargers, who were well rested, 1-3, coming off their first win 2 weeks ago. Cowboys, my God, coming off a horrendous performance in Santa Clara where just everything fell off. Keys here, you got two big losses, one for each team. Mike Williams is out for the year. Trevon Diggs out for the year for the Cowboys. Quentin Johnston, this is a golden opportunity for him to get some quality snaps, to do something big. On paper, I really think that Dallas is supposed to win this game based on the one key thing, which is actually coaching. Because I don't trust Brandon Staley more than I do Mike McCarthy. But right now, I definitely trust Justin Herbert more than I do Dak Prescott. If Herbert is able to get the ball out quickly, and if they were able to keep him upright, I do think the Chargers have a legitimate chance to win this game. And you need that kind of signature game out of Austin Eckler. It's going to be necessitable for them to win this game. As the Cowboys go, they have to get up early. I don't think that they're the same kind of offense nor the same kind of team when they're playing from behind. It's been proven in the few times this year that they had to come back from a couple of scores. It happened in Arizona. It happened in Santa Clara. I got the Los Angeles Chargers for the win in a close one. I'm going to go 26-24 Chargers. I've got the Cowboys missing a potential game-winning field goal for the win. That's how it ends.
Okay. Check this out. It's like this. I had to do that.
Do it again.
Oh, you want to see it again? Oh,
yes.
Quarterback draw. He's got running room and a first down. Watch out.
Let me leave that up there.
Just
so you can see this shirt, all right?
Leave it go.
Cowboys are going to play their old offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore got hell because of the offense. Oh, they're doing this to do that. But that offense was top 5 each year. He was at OC.
Uh-huh.
Take him away. Look what the offense looks like now.
This is beautiful.
And they bought someone. They bought Brandon Cooks in. So, yes, sir, I created the term Kardashian back in 2007. When they want to know that. And it's going to come down to that Dallas defense. And what I was telling Cowboy fans, and I know we're pressing for time. I was telling Cowboy fans.
No, we got 5 minutes, bro. This is great. You go ahead.
Micah Parsons is a beast, no doubt. But I still say Diggs is the heart and soul of that team, because that team does not look like that team without him back there. You can throw at that. You can throw at him. And with Justin Herbert brings a different element than the other quarterbacks they faced. Brock Purdy can move, but Brock Purdy is sitting in the pocket and
he'll cut you up.
He'll cut you. Justin Herbert will take off and run it. He's a big quarterback who can run the ball. Austin Eckler's back there. Dallas defense might be in trouble if they can keep that. If they can keep that defensive line off him. What's his name on the end? I forgot his name.
You're talking about
and keep Micah off of him. They can do it.
That's the two that you got to really be concerned about there.
The defense for the Chargers is not that good. They're okay, but they got to have it of giving up points. If they can jump on top of them, if the 49ers, I'm thinking California, if the Chargers can jump on top of them and make Dallas play catch up, it's a wrap.
I tend to agree, because that's when bad Dak comes out.
Dak is not that dude. He's proven it. You got Kelly Moore, who knows that team.
That's the intrigue of this matchup.
He knows Mike McCarthy.
Yes.
It's not like they brought the kid over, Justin Fields over from the 49ers. Right. Said, hey, tell us. No, yeah, that was an empty VHS tape. They got Kellen Moore, who knows he knows.
Yeah, I like how they brought him in and they're like, oh, he's going to unlock all the secrets. I'm like, that knucklehead couldn't even figure out the fucking playbook.
Yeah, Blake VSA. But they got Kelly Moore, and Kellen Moore knows Mike McCarthy. He's telling everything. Look, this is what they do, y'all. This is what they do. It's a wrap. All right, Shay.
The X factor in this game is Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
If Austin Eckler can have a game running the ball and catching the ball in the backfield, the Chargers will win. Mm-hmm. However, I think just what the Cowboys did in San Francisco was, our main goal is to stop Christian McCaffrey, and they did. They tried like hell, and they did a good job on him. I think it was 3.9 yards per rush against them. But then they just made Brock Purdy beat him, and Brock Purdy beat him.
Yeah, Brock Purdy certainly did. He made the throw
in the pocket.
But the Niners have a better weapons, better offensive line. Sure, whatever. I'm going to go with Dallas to win the game, and here's why. Tony Pollard's going to go off. The Niners. You can't run against San Francisco. You can try like hell. Tony Pollard can do anything, as we all know. They're coming. And I'm telling Tony Pollard's probably going to go off against that defense. The Los Angeles Chargers.
Me too.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Chargers. Just don't have a very good defense.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in LA or not. Dallas is a better team than what they have been exploited to be. I know it's Arizona and San Francisco, but I do believe that they're a better team overall. Better offense? Oh, I would totally give it to Los Angeles.
It's okay. Sure. It's okay.
Big caveat here.
But I like the Cowboys to win 28-17.
Ooh. All right, we're coming up on the final minute. I want to give a final thought on this game. Something interesting, and Zappy would vouch for it if he was hanging here. Dallas is definitely going to have the home field advantage, because the Chargers don't, while they have fans, it's not like that same kind of 49er fan base or that Raider fan base. Dallas is going to be very present from the support level in that building. But I agree with both your points. You displayed, Shed, phenomenal reasons why Dallas could and should win. Idris did the flip. And I think I'm somewhere in the middle on just what I genuinely believe is going to happen. A good show tonight, guys. And, Giant fans, I'm sorry about how just over it I am with what we've seen. But right now, they don't deserve any more than what I'm giving them. For the boys, Mr. Idris Salam, Mr. Ryan Shedd, I'm your host, Richie. Have a great day, everyone. We out.